Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss how we finally have Neve's response to the question of whether or not she will return in Scream 6, and it is directly from her. So no more middle person or third party sources. She has come out and publicly addressed the rumor about a possible secret deal being reached between her and the studio. And she has made it perfectly clear. Let's go. So at Mad Monster Party in Arizona this weekend, July 8th through the 10th, Neve Campbell, while being on a panel Q&A with her and a moderator, was asked two questions about her role of Sydney in Scream 6. She was asked if there was a part for Sydney in the movie or if she was pretty much out of the process. Now, to respond to this question, here's the actual question and answer that was captured by the Instagram account, Final Boys. Thank you guys for capturing this and getting it out there. So here is the actual question and answer for Neve.
Plans for Sydney in the movie at all, do you know? Or were you pretty much out of the process to begin with?
There were plans for Sydney, and they are no longer. Unfortunately, I'm sure they'll make a good movie.
So there we hear it directly from Neve that there were plans for Sydney, but there are no longer, unfortunately. But then she does finish it up by saying, I'm sure they'll make a good movie. So it was, again, I think that's more of a tip of the hat to Radio Silence and the creative team. Because remember, this whole thing with Neve and her contract was never about Radio Silence or the writing team or the cast. This was strictly between her and the business executives over at Lantern and Spyglass. That's what this was about. And so I really believe that last little comment about how she says, I'm sure they'll make a good movie, is because, number one, she's seen the script, at least the script that had her in it. And I'm sure the majority of that script will not be changed on the other parts. Obviously, her parts will be changed and taken out and what have you, redistributed if need be. But she knows basically what this movie is going to be. And so I felt that was a nice little way of kind of saying, you guys are going to do good even though I'm not there, without me, I'm sure they're going to make a good movie. So that makes total sense. Next up, she was asked if there was any truth to the rumor she has signed a secret deal to return for Scream 6. For this one, I was able to locate a really good quality video of it from the Mad Monster Party YouTube channel. And here is what was said.
So thank you for joining us here at Mad Monster Arizona. It's great seeing you again.
Thank you.
So kind of, I guess, to get the elephant out of the room.
What's coming?
Anything that there was a rumor let out last week that you had supposedly signed a secret contract with Scream 6. Is there any truth to that or not?
There is not. I'm afraid to say. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys.
Which is a big shame because you can't imagine Scream without
Sydney.
Yeah, without Sydney there.
So here we see her asked point blank about whether or not, she signed the secret deal. And you guys saw her here on the video up close. That is her reaction, that she says no, there's no truth to this. And, you can tell by her body language too, how she was very uncomfortable. That she's very fidgety at that point. You saw her, putting her fingers, counting her fingers on the table, and then going to reached for the microphone and then have her hand up around her head and neck area. Her body language looks like she's very uncomfortable. Now she's doesn't really want to talk about it. And so that's I believe that's honest body language. That's not premeditated. That's not calculated. That's just straight up, her reacting to the question. And she says at the beginning, she's like, "Oh, I know it's coming." He says, let's address the elephant in the room. And she's like, "I know it's coming." So I just think she wanted to get that over with and move on, with the next line of questioning, because of the circumstances of why she's not in this movie. I think that makes her probably even more uncomfortable and, concerned about questions that may come after that. So well done to the panelists to ask the direct question that we all wanted to be asked. And she answered it. And again, confirming she's not in the movie. These rumors are not true about her signing this secret deal. So guys, again, I'm going to tell you what I've been saying since the beginning of all this, that unless I hear it from Neve's mouth or a press conference from the studio or a picture of her on set in Montreal, unless one of those three happens where it says that, she's there, then I do not believe that Neve Campbell is going to be in Scream 6. I just don't. I'm not going to ride this roller coaster of emotion up and down where I think she's there one week, and then the next week I think she's not going to be there, and it's up and down. I'm just not going to do that anymore. I let myself do that for a few days, believing that she might come back, started entertaining those ideas, and I'm just not going to do that anymore because there's no reason not to. Everything is saying she's not in this movie. We heard it again from Sean Clark, who broke it first. Now Neve herself is responding. So, the only way that that I see her back in this movie in 6 is if they come to an agreement, and of which time it'll be made public. The studio will look good again. People will not be looking at them as the villains like a lot of people are right now. And so, yeah, they will make that known that it's a done deal. And, because at the end of the day, it's highly doubtful it was going to be a surprise anyway. So there's just no reason not to do that. So that's the only thing that I would imagine having to see. And the other thing too is I don't think this was a conspiracy theory, guys, because if this was one of those things where it was a big publicity stunt, it was a way to prank the fans, if you will, it would not have taken the direction it went with the language that Neve used when this thing broke in June. If the studio heads are getting with Neve and saying, "Hey, Neve, we want to do a practical joke. We're going to make the fans think you're not in this movie, but you really will be. So let's come out with a cool way to do this in a way that will catch everybody off guard, and they're gonna buy this whole stunt and this publicity hoax." I promise you, it would not be done in a way that makes the studio look sexist and looks them look in this horrible light that they're in right now, that they're not paying her enough. That perhaps because she's a woman, she's not getting fairly paid. Guys, those are very volatile issues. Those are the kind of issues that can get people canceled in this culture we live in. So I will never believe for a second the studio had any part in this as a publicity stunt to try to make us all be shocked she's going to be in the movie. If that was the case, it would have been a much different way of doing it. It would have been Neve just simply coming out saying, "Hey guys, unfortunately, I was not able to reach an agreement. I won't be in, or you didn't even say that, because hey guys, I just want to let you all know I will not be in Scream 6, but you never know what the future holds, and this is going to be a great movie. Go check it out, etc., etc." But she didn't do that. She actually is claiming she was insulted, personally insulted by the offer she received, considering the value and worth that she's brought to this franchise. That is a very hot button topic, and we saw the response from a lot of people. that responded to it because of that. So at the end of the day, guys, I just don't buy this as a stunt or a hoax. And furthermore, there's no reason to do it as a hoax or a star publicity stunt. This movie, Scream 5, did over $140 million. It's not like, typically you do things like that where you're going to try to trick people, where you're trying to like generate buzz, generate red box office sales. This does not help them sell tickets. It really doesn't. When you're ticking off the legacy fan base, that's just none of this makes any sense. So the only thing that makes sense is that the truth is what it is. Neve Campbell was not fairly given an offer that she felt was fair, and therefore she's not in the movie. And she's still not in the movie. Unless, again, there's a press release, Neve says I'm back, or we get pictures at the end of the month in Montreal of her on set. Outside of those three scenarios, she's not in this movie, and I would highly encourage you to go into this movie expecting her not to be in it, and then if by some means she actually is in it, then it will be an amazing surprise. That's my advice. That's what I'm going to be doing, and we'll keep our fingers crossed. All right, everyone. Now I want to know what you think about these clips of Neve, her direct response to the questions of whether or not she'll be back or not. Do you believe she is telling the truth, as I believe she is being honest? What do you think? Do you believe that? Do you expect to see her or not see her in Scream 6? And I will say this also. Remember, guys, if she's not in 6, that does not automatically mean she will not be back in 7. So it's not all hope is lost with Neve not being in 6 for her to still return. It could still happen. So start leaving your thoughts, theories, and ideas in the comment section below right now so we can discuss it together. Well, that's going to be it for this update, but I'll be back soon with more Scream and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thanks for watching.